Hello guys. Today with the Good Life with Bob, I'm going to do a healthy New Orleans style dirty rice. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Very quick. I've got a few ingredients here. I've got broccoli. I've got broccoli, so I'll show you what the broccoli is all about. Broccoli. I've got my three seasonings, cut seasonings: bell pepper, onion, green pepper, and I buy this frozen. I let it defrost, but I buy this frozen. Okay, I don't do all that chopping. Okay, a couple of ingredients. I've got my Tony Chachere's. I like that. It's got enough salt in it, and it's got the flavor for it. And I'm going to do some Old Bay today in this, okay? So we're going to get started. I'm going to brown this ground beef. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to start browning this ground beef. And this is going to take a couple of minutes. Not long at all. Just put that in there. And start to get that ground beef browning. Let's see here. I'm going to take which one am I going to use? Okay, I'm going to use this one. Get that ground beef browning. It's a pound of ground beef. Just a pound. That's all we need is a pound. Because like I said, it's just two of us, my wife and I, so we don't need a lot. But as you can see, the pound of ground beef gives you a lot of meat. Okay? A lot of protein. Okay? So, and then what I'm going to do is I've got this pan over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my broccoli and start to saute my broccoli a little bit, okay? To get that broccoli sauteing so it's not bland and watery, okay? And what I'm going to do with this broccoli, I'm going to take this broccoli, I'm going to add a little Tony Chachere's to it. I'm going to add a little Tony Chachere's to my ground beef, okay, and let that go, okay. And then next, what I'm going to do is, and you'll see here, just letting that I don't want my broccoli to cook too much because I like it nice and crunchy. So I'm not going to leave this broccoli on here for a while, for a long time. I'm just going to let it kind of saute, and I'm going to give it a tad bit of olive oil, okay? So I'm going to give it some olive oil, and I'm just going to let that kind of cook a little bit, cook some of the water out of it so it's not too, doesn't taste too bland and watery. It's actually going to taste pretty good. So, okay, so I'm going to let this ground beef brown. And what I'm going to do with this ground beef, since I've got that, I'm going to put in my my season, my cut seasoning. Okay, I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take this entire bag of. And you see how that looks? It looks wonderful. Look at that. See how great that looks? Looks absolutely wonderful. Gives you great flavor, great color. Okay. Awesome flavor, awesome color. And I'm going to let that go. Okay, I'm going to let this cook. And it kind of chilled it a bit because the season is frozen, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. No problem at all with that. Okay. We're making dirty rice. So think about it. We're making dirty rice. And what I'm going to do is, once I get this cooking, let me turn it fire. Well, it's actually pretty good. Okay, so I get this cooking, and like I said, I've got my broccoli over here. So in a minute, I'm going to turn this broccoli off. I'm not going to let this broccoli cook anymore. I like it to retain its nice, crunchy texture. I don't want it. My wife doesn't like that. I don't really like it. So we're gonna let this broccoli just cook until it's warm enough, and I've kind of sauteed it to where it's gonna have a good flavor. Okay, so all we have to do now is let this ground beef brown with this good seasoning in it. Okay, let's let this brown in my wok. I decided to use my wok today. Okay, let's see, let me spread that out so I can let that brown for you. Let you take a look at that. Get that heat up and let that cook. Okay, and as you can see, I only use a couple of ingredients. It's only sachet. Okay, it's got what has it got? 340 milligrams of sodium. So you're using this, you don't have to use any salt. Okay, use this for flavor and for salt. Okay, for salt content. And I'm going to use this Old Bay. If you're not from New Orleans, you don't know anything about Old Bay. Okay, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Old Bay. I'm going to put some Old Bay in with the meat. Probably a half a teaspoon of this Old Bay. Okay, and that gives it a nice flavor also. So let's let this saute up. Let's do this. I think this broccoli is good. I'm gonna turn that broccoli off. You see what I'm doing? I'm turning that broccoli off, okay? Because I don't want the broccoli to lose its texture. Okay? So let's see here. Let me let this cook. And what I'm gonna do is this is the beef is a 80-20, so it's got about 20% fat. It's 80% lean. Okay, so with the beef and the cut season in it, it produces some juices. Okay, now I don't want those juices. I'm gonna get rid of those juices. I'm gonna get rid of some of those juices because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back and add some olive oil to this. Okay, so I don't want it watery. I like it dry. So this is something we used to buy from and they stopped. They don't do it anymore, I don't believe. But Popeyes had dirty rice, and here in Georgia I don't know if they know how to make dirty rice, but I haven't had any good dirty rice here in Georgia. Not really, not that I can recall. But I'm going to show you how to make it at home and make it healthy. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll show you what I'm going to do in a minute. Okay? So I'm letting this cook this. I'm going to let this cook for a few more minutes. I've got it on a high heat, and I'm going to let this cook, and then I'm going to taste it and see what flavors we have here. But this is, if you want something simple and tasty that you can make very quickly for you and your family, or your couple, or just you yourself, this is quick and easy. Couple of ingredients. Well, I've got broccoli, brown beef, cut season. I've got red, green, white, onion, red. I've got Tony sachet, or if you want to use some other type of Creole seasoning, or what type of seasoning, olive oil. And for this one, I used Old Bay. But that's all you need. I mean, you don't need all these different ingredients. What I may do is, because I do like my garlic, what I will do is I will put some garlic on my broccoli. Okay? Put some garlic on that broccoli, and that's some good flavor also. Okay? So that is it. That's all we're doing. Okay? That's the only ingredients we need for this. And then we just let it cook. Okay? We just let it ride. Now let me show you here. Now I'm gonna start to, because as you can see, it's got more water in here than I want. Okay? So I'm gonna get some of that out of there. Okay, I'm gonna get some of that water out. And then I'm gonna show you the magic here. Once I take that water out, I'm gonna let it cook some more, because this ground beef is browned pretty good now. But I'm gonna get that water out so that my season, well, I let my season kind of saute a bit in the pan, okay? So let me just show you how I get the water out, okay? Simple as that. I gotta get something because this pan is hot. Just simply tilt it and start to get that water out of there. Just pour it in this little deal here I got on the side. And if I use a different spoon, it probably would have gone a lot faster. But I'm using this big spoon just to get that water out of there. Pour it over here, and I'll dispose of that in a minute. We don't need that, okay? We don't need it at all. We don't need it for anything. It'll just make the everything watery, and we don't want that. We want it dry. We want nice, dry, dirty rice. Okay. All right. Now I've got my rice on the side here. All right. So that's all I need. So now we hear the sizzle. You hear that sizzle? That nice sizzle. Now, all we want to do now. This looks great. It looks absolutely great. Oh, look at that. Look at how that looks good. That looks good. I'm going to turn this heat down a bit. I'm going to center this pan. Okay. Kind of clean up a bit. I clean up as I go. Okay, I'm going to clean up. Take that. And then what I'm going to do is I've got my rice already cooked. I had my rice already cooked, pre-prepared. And I actually had it in the refrigerator. So, all you have to do, if you look at this, this looks absolutely wonderful, just like that. All right, and then you go and you take your rice and you spoon in your rice. That's all you do, spoon in that rice. All right, spoon in that rice. And take that, and the rice is gonna cook. Now look at that, look at that, look at what's happening. That's what I'm talking about. That's what dirty rice should look like. Okay, look at that. Look at that. So you go anywhere and have dirty rice, that's what it should look like. Okay? This is what your dirty rice should look like. All right? Take that dirty rice. Mix that rice in with your beef and your veggies. So you got your beef, your veggies in there. And then you're going to take, I'm going to take a little bit more of this Tony Sachet. And I'm going to give this a little bit more Tony Sachet. And I'm going to add some olive oil to that. Okay. And then I'm going to let this just sizzle. And look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Can you see? I mean, look at that. Look at the colors. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. And believe me, it tastes so good. Okay? Just like this. This is dirty rice. This is what it should look like. When you go into a restaurant and you ask for dirty rice, if they have dirty rice on the menu, ask them, is it New Orleans style dirty rice or is it something else? Okay? This is, if you look at that, I'm going to pour this off. I'm going to pour this out because I need to use this thing. All right. All right. This is what it should look like. All right. That's what your dirty rice should look like. All right. And then I'm going to make it, I'm going to taste this in a minute. I'm going to see what this tastes like. And let you know what it tastes like. Okay? I'm going to taste a little bit of it. Man, that tastes good. That tastes really good. It's kind of spicy. But this is what it should look like. This is what it should taste like. Okay? Now, I said I'm going to make it a healthy dirty rice. Okay, so you see I have my broccoli here. So what I do with the broccoli is I take this broccoli and I put the broccoli in with the dirty rice. Okay, put that broccoli right on top. Put this pan to the side here. And now we've got broccoli, we've got dirty rice with broccoli. Okay? Now, when you talk about this, this is not your grandmother's old bland broccoli. Okay? This broccoli, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit, just a tad bit more of that Old Bay on top of that. And you let that cook. This is what you see. This is what you're talking about. This is good, flavorful, dirty rice. Okay, dirty rice with broccoli on top. Okay, so it's all mixed in together. It tastes absolutely wonderful. It's a healthy meal, and it took me 20 minutes. 20 minutes to do this. So you got your ground beef. Pound of ground beef, I use 80-20. The fat and the lean, it's lean enough, and it's got enough fat that it's good, healthy protein. I buy the frozen broccoli. I let the broccoli thaw, and then I'll saute it, and then I'll put in my seasonings. I'll put in my olive oil, and as you can see, if you watch my videos, I use olive oil in everything, either olive oil or avocado oil in everything. Almost. So all I'm doing, I'm gonna bring this heat down a bit, and all I'm doing is letting this finish, because right now it's done. I mean, it's pretty much done. So you got a meal, you got a great meal. You come home from work, want to impress your girlfriend or impress your boyfriend or whoever it is. And you want to quickly make something that they will absolutely love. Now, you know, Popeyes would serve, turn this heat down a bit more. Popeyes would serve dirty rice with chicken. You know, you'd have chicken. You'd have fried chicken, side dirty rice, and a veggie. You know, I've got the dirty rice and the veggie. Now, you have protein here, you have vegetable, and you have your starch right here. So you don't really need another protein, you don't need another starch, and you don't really need another vegetable. But you can certainly do that. So you can make this as a side dish, just a side. Dirty rice, you could have broccoli on the side, you could put it in it like I do. I like to mix it together, and my wife takes this for her lunch. So I do it this way. You don't have to do it this way. You can have all this stuff on the side, and then you could have another side, another protein. You could have chicken. You could have some sort of fish, you know, as another protein on the side. But I cook it all together. It is absolutely delicious. As you can see, and like I said, it took me 20 minutes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients to make this delicious, absolutely satisfying dirty rice. Okay? So that's all it is. If you're wondering how dirty rice is made, this is how you do it. You brown your ground beef. You season it up with your bell pepper, red pepper, green pepper, onion. You put some seasoning in it. Then you add your rice to it. If you've got that lean beef, you pour off that excess water. And if you want to use olive oil, avocado oil, that's what I would recommend you use. Olive oil, avocado oil, the healthier fats for it. And then you've got your broccoli. So when you eat this together, you've got a really powerful, healthy meal, because your broccoli is going to offset your starch in the rice. So if you're kind of doing something where you're not having rice or you're not having a lot of carbs, your broccoli will help you have your body so that your blood sugar is not spiking if you're eating the broccoli and the beef, okay, together. So this is all you have, and as you can see, this is beautiful. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I mean, look at this. Just look at. I'm gonna let you look at it. Look at that. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful, and believe me, it absolutely tastes great. Okay, that's your dirty rice. So you don't have to go running around like we were doing when Popeyes discontinued their dirty rice. I think Bojangles has some version of it. It's okay, but it's not this. Okay, but you don't have to go running around looking for dirty rice. Hey, you go spend $8 on right now, $8 for a pound of beef. You brown your beef, okay? You spend $3 for seasoning, okay? Your red pepper, green pepper, onion, and you mix that together. You cook your either brown rice or white rice. The way I told you how to cook brown rice, cook your white rice. Cook as much rice as you want with it. You brown that. You mix it in with your beef and your season, and you got dirty rice. Use some olive oil for flavor. I mean, the flavor that olive oil brings, and then you get you some sort of seasoning with salt in it, so you're not using additional salt, and that's basically it. You got your dirty rice, so you don't need to run around, like I said, run around looking for somebody because Popeyes discontinued their dirty rice. You can make your own, and your family will absolutely love it. Okay, so there you have it. That's all we've got here. I mean, look at this plate. Look at this. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna take a photo of this, and I'm gonna add this. This will probably be a thumbnail picture, but we will see you guys on the next video, and hopefully you looked at this and you have the confidence that you can do it. Okay, go ahead and do it. Maybe you have already. Maybe you feel like you can do it better than I do it. I doubt it, but you can give it a try. See you guys on the next video.